Hello guys, welcome to today's video. So today we'll be discussing a topic on the strategic CRM. The CRM is the customer relationship management, and one of the different types of CRM is the strategic CRM. In the strategic CRM, our main aim is to understand who our customers are and how to retain the customers and make a strategy where you can keep the customers and you can earn more profitability. So this is the strategy. So how you will maintain your strategy, what are the things that are needed so that you can effectively work on these things is what we'll be discussing in this chapter. So the strategic CRM, it is a core customer centric business strategy that aims at winning and keeping profitable customers. So this is the key. First of all, we need to acquire the customers, and also we need to keep the profitable customers. Okay. Not all the customers are important. We have discussed in our previous chapters also, but we need to retain the profitable customers. So this is the main idea of the CRM, strategic CRM. So what are the three different ways in which we can identify or we can place our strategy is there are three types. First is we need to understand the company's customer portfolio. First of all, you need to identify who are your customers and how you will be knowing their behaviors and all, and how you can retain those customers. That everything will come under the customer portfolio of the company, which is the company's portfolio. So here what you will do is you will be segregating the customers. Let's say you have so many products under your company. Let's say you are selling the biscuits, you are selling the shampoos, you are selling the soaps. Then these are the different type of segments of your business. Then the customers who are purchasing the biscuits might having a different behavior than those of those who are purchasing the shampoo or the soaps. So based on the segmentation, you need to do a customer portfolio analysis. So this is very important that for each of your business product you need to, or at least cluster wise, you have to identify the customers who are there. Then this is the first step. This is one of the methods. The second method is once you understand how the customer is viewing a value that is being generated to him. So this is also essential for maintaining the strategy. When you work on this customer perceived value, what you will know is how the customer is viewing the value that is being generated to him. And the third other way is to know the customer experience. How the customer is having the experience and how you can enhance the customer experience. So that is also a part of your business strategy. So first is you need to win and keep the profitable customers, and then second is you need to enhance the customer perceived value, and the third way is to generate a better customer experience compared to your competitors. So these are the three ways in which you can place your strategy. So some of the terminology that we need in order to maintain a customer portfolio management, which is the CPM, is first is the value proposition. This is a very important value proposition. It is a company's promise that customers will experience a specific bundle of benefits from their use or the consumption of a company offering. Let us say you are selling a soap, then what are all the benefits that the customer will get on using the soap is nothing but the value proposition that the company is offering to the customer who is purchasing the soaps. So let's say a customer is purchasing a soap, then the soap might be oil free, it may be glycerin free, or let's say it soothes the skin. There are so many values that the customer will get once he starts using the soap. So all these benefits which you will get is nothing but the value proposition, and you are offering this value proposition to the customer by selling this product. When the customer purchases a product, then these are the values that we will get. So that is the definition of value proposition. Another thing is, not all customers are the same. As we have seen in the previous video, the customer behavior of purchasing the soaps or the shampoos are different. So they have to be dealt differently, and the products also have to be marketed or sold in a different way. As we all know, all the customers are human beings, and human beings have a different needs, and they will be having a different expectations. So the value proposition also have to be kept in mind about the customer behavior. Then moving on to the customer portfolio management. What is the aim of the customer portfolio management is to optimize the business performance across the entire customer base. So let's say you have identified your customer base for the soaps, for the shampoos, etc. Then the aim of the customer portfolio management, how you will, let us say this is a separate cluster, then how you will manage this customer base and you will optimize the performance so that you have a better profitability of this customer. So this way, for each product or for each cluster, you need to perform a customer portfolio management and ensure that all the customers are happy and are profitable. Then how you do this is there are some ways. Here we're discussing 5 ways. The first is the market segmentation, sales forecasting, activity-based costing, customer lifetime value estimation, and data mining. So these are some of the ways in which which will help you to define the customer portfolio management. So starting with the first one, the market segmentation. So first thing is you have to segment the market. Means for your different products, you need to identify what exactly is there or what market is there for you or which customers are there. So this you can do with the help of the market segmentation. What it does is divide the market into more or less homogeneous subsets. So homogeneous subset is like I have just given an example. If you are selling soap and shampoos, so these are two different products and these are different means heterogeneous. So what we do is we will identify all the persons, all the customers who are there into a soap who are into soap purchasing category. Then this is a one segment of yours. So this is one market segment. This is shampoo is another market segment. So this is how the market segmentation will help you. So how you will get the data about this market segmentation is, of course, you are selling all these products. Then you might be having the marketing department in your company or the sales and the finance records will help you to identify which are the market segments that are actually profitable and which are not. So how this market segmentation process helps you is, this process can be broken down into a number of steps. First, you have to identify the business you are in. As I've just said, which products you are selling so that you know, that you should know. And the second, identifying the relevant segmentation variables. So some of the variables are if you are, let us say you are targeting the market segmentation of the soap, then you have some of the price or the customer age. These are some of the variables which will define your market segment. So you have to identify these variables also. And then the third is once you have identified the variables, then you need to analyze the market using these variables. And the fourth is you have to access the value. And the fifth is select the target markets to serve. So these steps are, if you see, the first is you have to identify which business. Let's say you are going into soap manufacturing. Then second step is you have to identify who are the customers who will be purchasing it, what is the age group or what is the price that you want to see. So this is one variable, age is one variable, price is second variable. Then once you have identified the variables, then you need to analyze the market using these variables. Let us say you need to identify how many, let us say you are selling the soap at 10 rupees. So how many different products are there in the market or selling it at 10 rupees. Likewise, if you take the age of the customer, how many under 10 years age, how many people are there, in between 10 to 20 years, how many are there. So this is also another variable. So you have to analyze the market using these variables. Once you have done that, then you have to access the value that this price is generating or this age group is getting from the use of this product. Then the fifth one is, after doing this analysis, you will understand what should be the correct price or what should be the correct age group that you should identify. So this is how you will actually arrive at the market, then into target, and you will come to the market segmentation. So what is the outcome of this is, should be the identification of the value potential of each identified segment. As I have just said, if you are selling the soap and you are selling the shampoos, then after doing these 5 steps, the main aim is whether you should produce the soap of, let's say, 10 rupees for a target audience of 10 years age to 20 years age. So once you do this, you will know whether this soap, if you are selling it, whether it will be profitable or not under this segment. So this is the first way to identify. And then if you see the market segmentation, they can be done based on the consumer market or the business market. See, your customer can be your end customer, or you can be or another business can be your customer also. So what is the criteria for segmenting the consumer market? Consumer market, let us, then what the different types are. Let us say the customer is, the one important is the demographic attributes. This is the key term. Demographic attributes are the age of the customer, the gender, the occupational status, household size, marital status, educational age, household income. So all these things will actually help you whether the customer will purchase your product or not. If you, when you take all these things into consideration, then you will be in a better position to understand the customer, your end customer, and then you can be able to serve him better. So this is the demographic attributes. Coming to the geographic attributes is in which country you are trying to sell or which region, what is the city size, and what is the neighboring countries, or like this. So these are the geographic attributes. So whenever you are trying to identify a consumer market for a market segmenting, you need to concentrate on this demographic attributes and the geographic attributes also. And then the third is the psychographic attributes. This is also very key. What is the lifestyle of the customers and what is the personality type of the customer. So this is also important. Next, when you are targeting, when you are segmenting the market, when the customer is your end business, then what are the things that will help you to identify the businesses that are good for you to engage in a relationship, which is a B2B. Then there is an international classification which is done by a organization which is known as ISIC, International Standard for Industrial Classification. So this clarification they will do the businesses based on the economic activity. You need not remember much, just remember that ISIC is there, some classification they are doing based on the economic activity. So they do it on many bases. Some of them can be where are the geographically located or in which of the areas they are present. This is one type where this ISIC can be classified, and the second is based on the size of the organization or the business, like large, medium, small businesses, or which geographical they are located, country, region, trading block, etc. So this is one of the, this will help you to identify to some extent the business markets that you need to help in the market segmentation. Okay. So now we have understood the market segmentation will actually help us in customer portfolio management. The second one which helps us is the sales forecasting. So sales forecasting is actually you are forecasting the sales of your product. Forecasting is you are actually doing a prediction. Okay. Or you are trying to extrapolate or try to predict as to what is will be the sales. Once you know the sales, this will help you in, of course, to identify the customers. You know, in general, the business environment are changing every day. Then the most important goal is to identify the customers that are important to you in the future. As we are studying the customer relation management, the life cycle of the customer is very important, where you acquire, retain, and development of the customer. These are important. So we are always discussing, we are always thinking about the future also. So some of the techniques that will help you in the sales forecasting is qualitative methods, which falls into customer surveys. Let us say you are doing a customer survey of your product and you're taking the feedback from the customers, which is very common, and this qualitative method is one of the common most used forecasting methods. And the second is the sales team estimates. So depending on the sales that your product is done, then you will try to estimate in future also how many they can do, how many sales you can do. So this is the most basic method of sales forecasting. The second method is the time series method, where you will take a historical data, like you will take, let us say you are into August 2021, then let us say you will take the past 6 months of data, and based on the past 6 months of data, then you will interpret or predict what will be the sales in the coming 6 months. So you are forecasting. This is also one of the methods. You can do based on average method or exponential smoothing. These are some of the methods in which you can identify, just remember the names, that should be sufficient. And the third one is the causal methods. Causal method are like sometimes depending on the activity as to what is happening at present, you will identify whether it will happen in the future or not. It is activity based. So this is also you have to remember. So three methods are the qualitative method, the time series method, and the causal methods, for which are useful in sales forecasting. Then the third type which is useful for you to for customer portfolio management is the activity based costing. See, in order to have a profitable customer, you need to first understand how much expenditure you are actually doing or how much cost you are incurring per customer. That is essential. So one of the methods that will help you to identify this is the activity based costing. Before moving ahead, first you need to understand the type of costs that are actually involved in a business when you're trying to acquire or retain the customers. So the first one is the customer acquisition cost. You're trying to acquire a customer. Let's say you are doing a telemarketing and you're calling every customers on their mobiles. Then you need to have a sales team, and then you will be doing expenditure on the sales team. Then of course this will take some of your cost. And the other costs are like the second of the terms of trade, like if you are selling a product, you are giving some discounts or you are spending on an advertisement or the promotion. So this is also another type of cost. Another type of cost is the customer service cost. Let's say here you are in the first case you are trying to call from your end. Whereas sometimes what will happen is once you have a relationship, then sometimes the customer will call you. Then in that case you need to have a team like customer complaint or the help desk you have to maintain for handling the queries, claims and complaints. So this will also involve some cost. And apart from that, the fourth is the working capital cost, where you are actually carrying the inventory. Like for storing your products, you need to have a space, so that will also involve some cost. So these are some of the very common costs that are involved. So you need to first understand what this cost is actually, how much cost you are spending in trying to acquire or retain a customer. Then coming to the actually activity based costing. First we have understood what are the different costs. Now we'll be understanding what are the activities that will actually are leading to cost. This can be identified into two groups. One is the volume based group, that's the product related, and the second is the order related, that's the customer related. So product related is, let us say if you are purchasing a soap, and let's say if you are getting an order of 100 soaps, when you are selling 100 soaps at a time or 1,000 soaps at a time, then this will give an idea as to how much cost is involved. Likewise, when you come to the customer, sometimes what happens is the requirement of customer will change. So depending on the customer may order very less or some of them may order very more. As we know, customer behavior is very different and it varies from customer to customer. So knowing the customer related cost is also important. So these are the two things which will help. How this activity based cost help is in whatever activity you are involved in, this ABC activity based costing will actually tell you what the money was spent doing. So how you have spent the money, this when you do the ABC of this you will come to know. And in this way also what you will know is what was being done when those costs were involved. First is knowing where the money was spent. And the second thing is knowing as to what you were doing when the money was spent. So this is the second thing which ABC will help you to know. So once you know the costing that is involved, then it will help you to do a better customer portfolio management, because it gives you a very clear idea whether you will be getting generating profits or will be incurring the losses. The fourth method which will help you to identify the customer's portfolio is the customer lifetime value estimation. In our previous chapters, we have discussed the customer lifetime value, which is the summation of the overall of the future profit that you are expecting from that customer or you generate from that customer. So this is essential. One definition or the one equation which helps you for calculating the CRV is R by 1 plus I minus R, where R is the retention rate, I is the discount rate. So let us say with M is 1, if the retention rate, if your retention rate is good, then what will happen is obviously your CLV will increase. Okay, so this is one equation you can remember. Generally, it is seen that for many companies, the retention rate is varies from 60 to 90%. So once you have acquired a customer, it is good chances that around 60 to 90% the customer will stay with you if you are doing good. So the CLV will also help you to understand the CPM, which is the customer portfolio management. If your CLV estimation are good, that means you will be getting large customer base and you will eventually lead to profits. Whereas if your CLV estimation is on the downside, then that means you will be going into losses, and this way this CLV estimation will help you to identify whether you should target that market or not, and how you can change your strategy accordingly so that you are more into, so that you will get high CLV customers. The last one is, in order to identify the customer behaviors, you can do is a data mining. A data mining is basically, you have so much of data nowadays from the media to the social media, and so many other ways are there from where you can get the data. Once you dig into the data, nowadays there's artificial intelligence. When you do artificial intelligence on the data, then you will come to know about the customer behavior. Then what are the likes and dislikes of the customer, and how much money he is spending on which type of products or services. So all these things will come to know. So this is what is the definition of the data mining. That is the creation of intelligence. Intelligence is you are getting something meaningful. You are something meaningful from a large quantity of data. This is nothing but the data mining. And some of the data mining tools that will help you to for data mining is, one is the SAS, which is most used tool. So what it says is, first you sample the data, means first you take the data, then you explore the data, and then modify, then based on a model you apply some algorithm, and then you can assess. So this is one way in which the data mining can be done on a data, and you can extract the intelligence out of it. So these are the 5 ways. So another thing is the data mining tools, how they can be applied is, first is the clustering techniques. What you do is, first you take the entire data, then you will group the data into different sets. This is one of the ways. Second is the decision tree. What you do is, we'll take this different data, and then you will see which are the independent variables. Let us say the gender is independent, male and female. You segregate this data, and you you segregate the intelligence based on this independent variables which are there. Like on the basis of gender, you can do. The another most prominent methods nowadays is using the neural networks, which is a machine-based learning. So you run some artificial intelligence, and then this AI will itself tell you, will generate reports, and based on the reports, you will get a very clear idea of the customer behavior. So this way, data mining can be useful. So these are the some ways in which the CPM, which is the customer portfolio management, can be generated, which is indirectly helpful for you to make a strategy of maintaining the customer relationship management. So this we have discussed today, the CPM. So if you have any doubts, you can comment below, and if you have liked the video, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more amazing videos, and thank you for watching.